Howdy, 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 my beautiful Scorpio. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, honey, I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot horoscope, darling. So if you find any tarot cards that resonate with you in this weekly tarot reading today, Scorpio, be sure to let me know in the comments below how the cards resonate and which ones do, because that's how I keep up with y'all, is through the comments, Scorpio. As well, darling, remember, it does not matter what you identify as, whether it's he, she, they, them, anything inside or outside of that spectrum, darling Scorpio. One, it's all your business what it is you identify as, and two, look at me, darling. My weekly tarot readings, all my readings really, are meant to be all inclusive, darling. So it does not matter what you identify as. If you're going to find some cards that resonate with you, they're going to resonate with you, darling. As well, if you do enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe for today, Scorpio, I'd really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot. And I always appreciate when you guys do that extra step to support me in that way, Scorpio. As well, keep in mind, I am just a man reading some tarot cards to you. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could. So take the tarot cards that resonate, leave what doesn't, because I'm not going to be offended by it whatsoever. But let's just jump into your weekly tarot reading now, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with y'all. I am doing a 20% off coupon, darling, at this current point in time. On my website, I have all the details down below, but it's SimplyVelca.com for if anyone that wants to book a private personal reading with me. As well, Scorpio, let's just get into your reading now. I pulled your card already for where the general energies of things are going to be for y'all, Scorpio, and y'all got the 8 of water, the 8 of cups, Scorpio. Now I'm going to read this off for y'all for those that can't read it, Scorpio. Excuse me, allergies, honey, y'all get me. So this card says, Scorpio, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or no, this is 4 of water, by the way, 4 of cups. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom, and open your eyes to the possibilities. Now, Scorpio, apparently I was saying I was going to read this to y'all, but I can't even read the own card myself, honey. But yeah, you know, with the 4 of cups, this is usually a sign, Scorpio, of just like, don't miss out on this. Don't miss this. Don't miss this is something I keep on hearing. Because in most artworks of the 4 of Cups, I'll hopefully, I mean, maybe we'll pull it again in these 2 other tarot decks I'm going to be using for you, Scorpio. But with the 4 of Cups, it's always like a sign of where your spirit guides, your ancestors, like whatever, the universe, everything, whatever it is that you subscribe to, it's none of my business what you do, Scorpio. It's usually they're trying to present something to you, trying to present a cup to you in the artwork. And cups represents either people or opportunities or what have you, darling. And so when you're having this, and I keep on hearing the message of just like, don't miss this, Scorpio, where it's just like, there's going to be something this week that you don't want to overlook. Excuse me, you don't want to overlook, you don't want to ignore, you don't want to pass it by off or push it to the side. This is something that you want to be open to as well. Because in other artworks of the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Cups usually will have the person with their arms crossed, Scorpio, as well as their eyes closed. So they're just not being open to the possibility, open to the situation as well. So that is something I want to say, you know, and when the universe is telling you, darling, and just being like, hey, darling, don't miss this, honey. That's usually a sign that is something pretty important, something that's pretty big. So just remember that, Scorpio. Keep that in mind. We have here the King of Pentacles, because whatever this situation is, whatever this energy is for you, Scorpio, this King of Pentacles is letting you know that it's definitely very foundational for you, Scorpio. So whether this is in terms of an opportunity in the sense of like your career, you know, there's going to be a career opportunity, something that you could take up the offer of something. Maybe it's like a new job opportunity. Maybe it's like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised for some of you Scorpios if you get the opportunity to, go up in your workplace with more responsibility on you. I feel as if at this time, Scorpio, a lot of you guys want to put more responsibility on your back, because it's just like, I feel like that might be what it is. That might be how you ignore it too, is where you're just like, oh, I'm not ready for this, or I don't have the time for this. No, you need to make time for this, Scorpio. And darlings, for those that are regulars, you know that I'm always about free will, darling, and I can't tell you what it is that how you should live your life, because it's your freaking life to live, Scorpio. But speaking as a Libra Scorpio cusp, honey, I can really tell you and resonate with this in the sense of where it's just like, put more on your plate at this time. Put more on your plate at this time, Scorpio, because, you know, as the King of Pentacles builds up an empire, darling, right? And so you only build up that empire through many things, but like you build up this empire through the help of whatever it is the universe is trying to hand to you, but you can't be closed off to it. If we don't pull the 4 of Cups before the end of this reading, Scorpio, in a different artwork, I'm going to showcase it to you through that. So be sure to watch the end of this video if you want to see that portion. We have the King of Cups here following through with that kingly energy, darling. You know, this is really adding into this narrative of what I was telling you guys before, Scorpio, of just taking on more responsibility for yourself, on yourself. I'm watching Tulip right now. She's going a little bit crazy, honey, on her cat tree. And so I feel as if for many of you guys, you know, once you continue, as he's, you know, once this situation comes in, adds to this foundational energy, this is how, well, I can't sit here and just lie to you, Scorpio, and just be like, oh yeah, girl, it's going to just be so fabulous. You won't regret it immediately. It's like, girl, no, I'm going to be honest here, where it's like, it's going to be very emotionally and mentally taxing for you guys just because of all the responsibility put on you. And so that's something you do have to be watching for. And I do kind of see this as like a potential, Scorpio, where it's just like cracking down under the pressure. And I know for you Scorpios, I mean, my peeps in general, honey, we're headstrong, darling. And so you have to be sometimes to run my messages. You know, I'm not saying that you guys are weak and will crack under the pressure, but that's just something I have to just like let you know to be prepared for. So whenever this week comes for you guys, you're not just sitting there being like, well, Velka, what the hell? Like, what did I sign myself up for? That might be even the question that you ask yourself, Scorpios, being like, what the heck did I sign myself up for? Right. And so just take this message here, Scorpio, where it's just like, it's not this pressure that you're putting on yourself. If you choose to be open to this, it's not for null. Right. But definitely be aware of like what is going to be challenged for you. 8 of Cups here, darling. So I thought, you know, even though I said the 8 of Cups beginning, and when I thought for that 4 of Cups, you still got the 8 of Cups regardless, honey. I ain't gonna say that was spiritually divine or anything like that. I just don't have my glasses on, darling, because I like to be looking at you guys, my glasses, like add a glare. I'm gonna just put them on real quick so y'all can see that, Scorpio. So it's like, see, I mean, you can kind of see my eyes, Scorpio, but it just adds that glare, and it's just like, to me, it's like I can't really make as good of eye contact with you guys in that regard. Listen to me explaining this anyways. With that 8 of Cups, it is the sense of like moving on into something, into the unknown. You'll notice in the artwork of the 8 of Cups, not a lot of tarot readers point this out for some reason, but the 8 of Cups, there's always like this moon, well, in most artworks rather, the moon is somehow signified in the artwork, you know, and the moon is the signification, Scorpio, of where you're going out into the unknown. The moon is like, you know, there's a lot lurking in the shadows, darling. Not to be in like a negative way or anything like that, but it's just like, you're getting out of your comfort zone, right? This is not a time where you're going to be comfortable at all. In fact, I think I even said in your last weekly reading, Scorpio, whereas like your comfort zone is the last place that you want to be in, because nothing fabulous happens in your comfort zone, darling. You always want to be pushing yourself, pushing your boundaries, just seeing where it is that you could be challenging yourself. All right, Scorpio? So very, very, very fabulous spread right here. Now, how do we want to go from here? Let's do an oracle card. We have here the waning moon for you, Scorpio. The energy is gaining momentum. So this is going to be a build-up process. When you welcome in this foundational energy, when you take in this 4 of Cups, should you take in that offer from that 4 of Cups from the universe, Scorpio, it's not going to be this immediate, like as I was saying, it's not going to be this immediate reward where it's just like you wake up and you're just like, ah, yes, fabulousness, yes. Like, no, it's going to be a little bit taxing, but it's going to be a little bit of a build-up. Again, as I was saying, you might even have like the question, Scorpio, where you're just like, what the heck did I sign myself up for? But it's building you up to something bigger, right? You know, even with the King of Pentacles, I wanted to use like the phrase where it's just like Rome wasn't built overnight, darling. And so I kind of wish I did say it, because now it would make even more sense now, but you'll just have to take my word for it that I wanted to say that, I suppose. But yeah, you know, that foundational energy, when you lay the foundation for something, you don't lay the foundation for building a house and expect the house to be built overnight anyways, right? So listen to me trying to justify why I didn't say it in the first place and why I wanted to. You guys have the Gorilla card coming in for you guys as well, Scorpio. I'll read this off for y'all. This says, take time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. Now, I feel like this is kind of a weird card for y'all to be having at this time, Scorpio. Maybe that 4 of Cups message is coming in from someone that you care about, Scorpio. Maybe it's going to be like, you know, I'm hearing that it's going to be like a side message for some of you guys, and also I need to pull a card on this for other people. So I'll use a different deck entirely for this, actually. But as I get into the small percentage of people, maybe like 15% of you Scorpios, because I do feel like it's a smaller percentage of this. So where it's just like there's someone that you really care and trust and respect. It's not someone that you're not going to sit there and be like wondering about their intentions. But there's definitely like maybe perhaps a loving message from someone being like, oh, Scorpio, have you maybe considered like moving back home? Scorpio, have you considered like coming back? Like I keep on hearing like coming back or something that you might initially perceive as going backwards in life, Scorpio, if that makes sense. And someone, your family member, oh girl, I'm choking on my own spit, honey. A message trying to come in from your family member, and that's where that Four of Cups is coming in, and that would explain why it is you keep your arms crossed and all that and not be initially open to that. But let's get into the other percentage of people, that 85%. You guys have the Three of Cups coming in here. So the Three of Cups, on the bottom, it says compassion and happiness. So both sides of the spectrum, Scorpio, this is definitely coming in as a message of where it's like someone in your space really has something of guidance to say. I feel like actually, yeah, I guess that does make sense for that Four of Cups. There's your Four of Cups might be coming in the shape of someone in your circle of friends or family or what have you, Scorpio. That's where that Four of Cups guidance is. That's where that nugget of knowledge is going to be coming from. So definitely be ask your friends, even if they don't outrightly say it, Scorpio. Because I also have friends that like they know that I'm gonna just do what I want to do, honey, and it's just like they know not to try to tell me what to do because I'm gonna do what I want to do, honey. So even ask advice from your friends and social circle and be like, what do you think about this? Where should I go from here? Because that's where the Four of Cups is related to, right? That's where that cup is trying to be offered to you, Scorpio. So just keep that in mind, darling. Let's put these cards away to Ms. Barbara Welcher, Scorpio, and then let's just jump into your spirit guide messages and ancestral tarot messages for this week. We have here the Three of Cups coming in again, darling. Come on now, y'all's reading is looking really fabulous. It's fabulous in the sense that just like the alignment of these cards, like I just love it whenever the readings are just like flowing so naturally. Ace of Pentacles coming in here. So even, before I continue pulling on for this last card to take that whole row message in, Scorpio, I just want to say with that Three of Cups and that Ace of Pentacles, darling, that is the message of where it's just like someone in your close circle, Scorpio, has that Ace of Pentacles, has that negative knowledge that to help take you to that next step in your life, Scorpio. So that's just something I want to oh girl, I need to have water around me because it's just like, ugh. I do definitely feel strongly that there's someone around you that can really help elevate you, Scorpio. There's someone around you that maybe if not them outrightly helping you, Scorpio, it's just like their perspective or something that they say something that then just triggers something in your brain to like start thinking about and then helps give you that sense of direction of where to go next. All right. Doesn't necessarily mean this person's out here to like really be like in the trenches with you, Scorpio, and be like, all right, you gotta do this, we gotta do this, da 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 da. It could just be like a friend being like, oh, well, I would love to start like a YouTube channel, darling. Or it's just like we should have a podcast, darling, or whatever, Scorpio. It's in that sense of where someone just drops like a nugget of information and you're just like, that actually sounds nice. All right. Take it in that way, Scorpio. We have here the Kiwi card. Do a walking meditation for each day of the next week. The universe really, I know, like, I don't want this to come off, Scorpio, in the sense, because I know it can kind of sound like a cop-out where people are just like, the universe, your guides, right? Where they're just like, they have something to tell you, honey. They gotta do this, they gotta do that. But your reading, especially this week, Scorpio, is just very much so like outside knowledge trying to be put in. Like there's like this strong emphasis for you, Scorpio, where the universe is trying to give you this perspective, give you some download of knowledge, give you this perspective to really help. Girl, anytime I start speaking a lot, it happens. To really help make some type of transition in y'all's lives, Scorpio. Really, because even with that walking meditation, that, when you meditate, that's when you're most receptive of the universe's messages, of your guides' messages. And in this case, it would be your guides, right? You also have the fixed moon holding your vision. So definitely, Scorpio, I just feel as if your guides are trying to help you along, like pushing you along from getting from point A to point B and trying to fast track that whole process for you, Scorpio. So definitely be aware about that. And then you have the Eight of Swords in this way. So this is why, Scorpio, for you guys, because you guys might be in the state of feeling relatively trapped, or just like, how would I put that? I know this looks like I'm doing a Rubik's Cube here, Scorpio. It's like this sense, Scorpio, of where it's like, if you feel like you've been stuck right now, or there's just not been this sense of how would we say, Scorpio, there hasn't been like this sense of where you don't know where to go next in the direction of your life. I feel as if this is the way that you kind of continue on the direction of your life, if that makes sense, and it's through some type of outside source. If for you guys, Scorpio, you've been asking for help, you've been asking for blessings, you've been asking just for some type of assistance, and you've been like receiving nothing but silence. Maybe it's just because that you are looking the wrong way, or you're not aware of like how the universe or how your guides are trying to help you, Scorpio. Just some food for thought, darling, right? Just something I want you to think about. You guys have the Six of Wands coming in here because this is my favorite. I always make the point to say it. The Six of Wands is my favorite card outside of the major arcana cards, Scorpio. The Six of Wands is the card of victory and success. So they're really trying to take you to that place of victory and success. By definition, it's the card of fame and fortune, Scorpio. So it's a really fabulous card. It's a very slept on card, I feel. The World card coming in here as well. So this is really implying, whatever the case may be, whatever the download of knowledge will always say, we'll call this, Scorpio, whatever perspective that your guides are trying to get you to, it's like something more so like bigger picture, bigger scheme on things, being like, let's just say as an analogy, like one of your family members is just like, as I was saying, like, oh, maybe you should move back, Scorpio, or like, maybe you should do this job instead. Maybe you should, in that way. It's not just a sense of being like, oh, let's go get something to eat this week or whatever. It's like more so life altering in that way, or where it's like you have to do great changes in your life. And I just feel like that's just where the abundance comes in for y'all, Scorpio. And then we have the Six of Cups coming in here. The Six of Cups is a card, and I like the Six of Cups because it's a pretty layered message. It is not usually ever encapsulated fully in most tarot messages, but the Six of Cups, one, references a past energy. So as I was saying from beforehand, maybe it's someone from your family. Like, I really get this sense of like someone that you have like a long history with, right? That gives this insight to you, Scorpio. Or, the Six of Cups can also signify the sense of an offer, a gift being given to you. Kind of the same message of the Four of Cups, where they're trying to give something to you, Scorpio. So definitely just be receptive of energies that are trying to give their perspective. And if they're not outwardly giving that perspective, Scorpio, ask for it, because that's where the insight, that's where the guidance comes in. So giving those cards to Ms. Aretha Franklin, darling, Scorpio. Now, darling, let's get into your social reading. We have the Two of Cups coming in here, Scorpio, with the World card coming in again, darling. And then the Sun card that came flying out, that's flipped over. And I see the Chariot card coming in that was flipped over as well. So Scorpio, and socially for you guys, I do see a new connection coming forward, but it's associated with that World card. It's associated with that big transition that I was talking about, right? Where you got that insight being like, oh, let's consider moving, or have you considered doing this job, or moving back, or what have you? Because then I feel like that either sets you up to get closer with an old connection, an old flame for you, Scorpio. But for many of you guys, it could just like, it's giving me very much so like if you guys have been trying to manifest love or manifest a stronger connection, whether it's platonic friendship or what have you, that's where the next, like, it feels as if like that's where you meet the person that like changes your life, if that makes sense. And it doesn't necessarily mean, again, like where you meet somebody and they just change your life, like they are responsible for changing your life and what have you, but it's like maybe talking to this person just really changes your outlook. And just, I feel like some person, like that's this person here that I'm connecting to that you probably don't already know. If you do know them, you haven't talked to them in a long time, Scorpio. This is why, like, the universe is trying to just have you go into this new direction, if that makes sense. And so, definitely be open to this, right? Because wasn't it y'all's reading just before Scorpio that I was saying that I kept seeing the sun for you guys? So, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I digress, Scorpio. I just see. For you guys, some type of social relationship being waiting for you, but you have to take the exit that the universe is trying to present to you with that Four of Cups. So that is the weekly tarot reading that I have for you, Scorpio. As I was saying beforehand, I wanted to get the Four of Cups artwork to showcase to you guys because I kept on referencing it. So I'm going to be trying to find this card as I give my usual outro of where it's like, if you want to book a private personal reading with me, Scorpio, my website's always linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. Remember, I'm running a 20% off discount. I never usually run discounts on my readings, and so the coupon is down below there, Scorpio. As well, be sure to follow my social medias, SimplyVelca on TikTok and Instagram, being SimplyVelca honey. And of course, finding this Four of Cups is going to be the hardest thing for me to do at this point in time, and so I'm having the most difficulty trying to find it. Let me use it in this deck. Scorpio, this better be worth it, darling, right? I'm sure someone out there is waiting for me and cares about this, but I'm going to be honest here, Scorpio. I don't even feel like editing this portion out. Y'all gonna just struggle here with me, honey. But yeah, like, I just feel as if for you guys, Scorpio, that Four of Cups energy is just very much so like you just don't want to ignore it. And I know it can be very easy to ignore, especially if it's like hearing from someone be like, oh, you should move back home, Scorpio, or just whatever. And it's just like, girl, it's not like that. Okay, here we go. So in the Four of Cups, you look at the artwork of the individual under the tree, arms are crossed, eyes are closed, and then you have like this ethereal being offering this cup, but they don't see it because they are being closed off to it. So, oh girl. I love you so much, Scorpio, and I wish you so much luck, and I give you so much love. Bye.